Gen Z is dealing with more stress than any previous generation, and it's really starting to show in how they work and feel.
I'm so upset. Oh my God.
Nearly 98% of Gen Z workers say they feel burned out every day, struggling to keep up with their jobs. They're feeling exhausted, unmotivated, and overwhelmed.
Work 90 hours a week. That's not the goal, guys! That's not!
Employers are noticing this too, with 74% of managers saying Gen Z is the most challenging generation to work with. And 12% of them have fired Gen Z employees less than 1 week after their start date due to a lack of technological skills, effort, and motivation. They seem lazy and primarily focused on themselves without engaging in social activities.
And he says his Gen Z students are lazy, less motivated, only interested in themselves, and need to socialize more.
And most annoyingly, they seem to live on their phone.
They seem to want to focus on their phones more than listening and learning.
But what is the cause of all this drama surrounding Gen Z?
He dropped down!
Why are things looking so bad for them?
I don't have time for anything and I'm like so stressed out.
I'm literally about to quit.
What actually went wrong for Gen Z?
People are yelling at me because I don't have their orders ready. And they don't know what to do.
Gen Z, we need to band together!
When did these problems begin to escalate so rapidly?
He was for Gen Z's first president!
It is clear that stress is a major factor behind Gen Z's struggles in the workplace. Studies reveal that this generation is overwhelmed by immense pressure, struggling to keep their heads above water. A recent survey paints a deeply troubling picture. 23% of Gen Z report that their stress is completely unmanageable. Even more alarming, 50% of them say they feel totally drained by the end of the workday, struggling to keep up with the demands of their jobs. This constant pressure is affecting not just their work, but their overall well-being, making it clear that Gen Z is experiencing a mental and emotional strain like no other generation before. With such high levels of stress, it's becoming more difficult for them to maintain balance in their lives, pushing burnout to an all-time high. Employers are feeling the impact of this stress too. In fact, 6 out of 10 employers have reported having to fire new Gen Z hires within just a few months due to poor performance. The reasons behind this are concerning. One of the biggest issues is a lack of motivation. 50% of employers say that Gen Z workers don't seem motivated enough to get the job done. Another common complaint is poor communication skills, with 39% of employers saying this generation struggles to express themselves clearly in the workplace. And 46% of employers point to a lack of professionalism as a major problem, noting that Gen Z often doesn't meet basic expectations when it comes to workplace behavior. These issues are causing frustration for employers and making it harder for Gen Z to keep steady jobs. Much of this stress comes from Gen Z's unique relationship with work, shaped by the influencer culture. According to surveys, 57% of Gen Z aspires to become social media influencers, dreaming of quick success and fame. But this pursuit comes with unrealistic expectations, leading to a lot of stress. The constant pressure to create content, gain followers, and stay relevant leaves many feeling overwhelmed and burned out. At the same time, Gen Z struggles with balancing work and life. On one hand, they seek quick success, often inspired by hustle culture, but on the other, they want to avoid hard work and suffering. This tug of war between wanting instant results and avoiding traditional job stress is causing disillusionment with standard 9-to-5 jobs. The reality of a slow climb in most careers clashes with their desire for fast rewards, leading many to feel unmotivated or burnt out early in their careers. When we look at Gen Z, a lot of their stress falls into categories beyond just real challenges. While real stress does exist for some, like dealing with financial struggles or family issues, much of what Gen Z faces today comes from imaginary and exaggerated stress. For instance, they often feel anxiety over what-if scenarios, like worrying about future job security, social acceptance, or how they're perceived online. This imaginary stress can lead to constant feelings of unease. Then there's exaggerated stress, where minor setbacks, like losing followers on social media or not achieving instant success, can feel like huge failures. On top of that, Gen Z is highly affected by influence stress, where social media and peers push higher expectations. Seeing others seemingly living their best lives online can add pressure and heighten stress levels. This blend of stress types is making it harder for Gen Z to cope, leading to burnout and frustration. And talking about the types of stress Gen Z faces, external influences are another key factor fueling their anxiety and shaping their work habits. Parental influence, for example, can create unintended pressure. Well-meaning parents may worry excessively about their children working too hard or facing burnout, unknowingly passing that fear on to them. This can make young people hesitant to push themselves in their careers, fearing the stress will overwhelm them. But perhaps the biggest influence comes from social media. Platforms like TikTok and Instagram constantly showcase highlight reels of other people's lives, making Gen Z feel like they need to always keep up. The pressure to always be successful creates burnout, pushing them to chase quick fame instead of focusing on long-term career goals. This brings us to Gen Z's obsession with quick success. Many in this generation dream of becoming influencers, imagining a glamorous life full of sponsorships and fame. But the truth is, maintaining that lifestyle requires hard work, constant content creation, staying relevant, and the pressure to post daily. Most Gen Zers don't realize how much goes into it, leading them to feel unprepared and overwhelmed when things don't happen quickly. And then there's their addiction to phones and social media. It's becoming similar to older generations' addictions to substances like drugs or alcohol. The need to always check notifications and stay updated keeps them hooked, fueling a cycle of stress and dissatisfaction. And finally, Gen Z has a problem of understanding the difference between being interested, committed, and obsessed. Being interested means you like the idea of something, but you're not fully dedicated. Commitment means you're serious about it, but obsession is when it drives everything you do. The most successful people, whether in business, sports, or entertainment, are obsessed with their craft. Their passion and dedication push them through hard work and challenges, allowing them to achieve great things. For Gen Z, especially those drawn to influencer culture, success isn't as easy as it seems. Many have unrealistic expectations about how quickly they can achieve fame or financial success. They may think it will happen overnight, but the truth is that success takes time, hard work, and sacrifice. And for Gen Zers, they spend 50% of their time on social media, thinking that everything is easy to get.